Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Rei-Lin and I'm here today to talk about some Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I just wanted to go over a few of the skills that I think will help you out, especially when you're just starting the game and you're just starting out and you don't have a ton of skill points and you don't have a lot of resources yet. But there are a couple of skills that I think will be very useful to you, especially when you're playing solo. The difficulty doesn't really matter. I'm obviously playing on one of the easier difficulties just because I'm not trying to punish myself. I'm just trying to enjoy the game. However, there are a few of the skills that I think will benefit you more than others, especially at the start. Obviously, you have plenty to choose from with your weapon, your drone, your items, your physical skills, and your squad and rebel supports. However, there are a few that I think everyone should start taking immediately, and I'm just going to go over those now, and then I'll show you some examples and a little bit later about why all this stuff is, to me, pretty useful. Right out of the gate, my first couple of points are going to go into extra sync shots under squad. Now, the reason for this is I play mainly by myself, so I have 3 teammates, and those 3 teammates, you only start off with 1 sync shot. That means that you can only target 1 person and have your squad shoot 1 person. If you max out extra sync shot, all 3 can pick a target, and then you can pick a different target and kill 4 people at once and remain in stealth and undetected as long as you do it right. Now, you don't even have to fire a 4th shot. If you've only got 3 targets, you can command your squad to actually take out all 3 regardless of whether you fire or not. That's useful because they never miss, whereas obviously depending on how good you are at aiming and the distance we're talking about, you might miss and fail a mission. Later on in the game, there are plenty of missions that require you to remain undetected. That means no one can even see you whatsoever, or see a body, or hear a noise, or you fail the mission. Extra sync shot is going to help with that immensely, especially before you have enough of the physical skills like detection and quiet running. So you're still pretty much very easy to detect by the enemies. However, your squad really isn't, and since they don't miss with sync shots, it makes it much easier to sneak into places without being detected. The most points you're going to spend right out of the gate is in your drone. Night vision is nice, especially if you're deciding to stay a little bit stealthier and only attack certain areas at night. And range. You need to max out range as much as possible. You're probably not going to get the main skill here, the star, which adds an extra 25%, but even that is more than enough. It gets you out to about 200 meters or so, and as long as you're not trying to be like the video showing here, on top of a mountain going too crazy, you can get close enough to make effective use of your drone. I would probably start taking maybe the stealth, but very few enemies have ever detected my drone. As you can see in the video, I rarely ever need to move this close to anyone, and if you do, it's just, hey, you're just playing around at that point. But cooldown would definitely help, but EMP is what you're going for, so you want to get the range, maybe put a point into night vision, definitely get some cooldown so that you can summon your drone much more often, and then go over to EMP. Now, why EMP? EMP is useful because a lot of how you get the majority of your supplies is by doing food truck, comm truck, these side missions like this. You can see this one gives you 2,500 gasoline. There's a 5,000 up here that gives you some food. Now, what you can do with these convoys, and I'll just show us a quick little example here, is that you fly out a convoy with your drone out and your EMP is ready to go. When you get close, you pop it, and it disables the food truck or the comms truck, along with the escorts that are also there to guard them. They're basically sitting ducks at that point, which would allow you to just basically run up to the truck and shoot the driver, which will allow you to tag the supplies without destroying the truck, and hopefully, if you're close by, without even getting detected by the people that are guarding the truck, because they end up just sitting there, and by the time you've tagged the truck, they will have opened fire on you, but by that point, you've already accomplished your goal of getting the supplies, and then you can just recklessly destroy them however you want with a grenade launcher, grenades, C4, whatever you want. But being able to disable those trucks allow you to get 5,000, up to 5,000 of any of these supplies, depending on which truck you're taking out. And it's really, really, really useful because Any other way, you risk destroying the truck and getting half of the amount that you would normally get. So 2,500 if you destroy a truck that was normally worth 5,000. Those trucks are pretty fragile, so even one grenade will pretty much destroy it. So that's what I would put my first few points into. Definitely getting extra sync shot, and then getting the range increase, night vision, a little bit of a cooldown, and then getting over to the EMP. Now keep in mind this won't be coming immediately because you still need a few points, and you're going to need a few supplies to get EMP at all. But you shouldn't need more than rank 1 as long as you get close enough to those trucks. EMP, even rank 1. Will be enough of a range to disable that truck, because if the main truck stops, the escorts also stop to guard it. So mainly that is the first few points that I would spend, especially, like I said, if I'm playing alone, with just having my NPCs to help me out. And I'll show you a little video, a couple of examples here of why I think these are probably the most useful, because like I said, stopping those trucks and getting those supplies will really allow you to just plow through any of the skills once you've unlocked a few skill points. And those extra sync shot will just allow you to tear into almost any location where you need to get into, whether you need to be detected or undetected or not. It just allows you to take out so many guards, because going in to an area with a lot of bad guys and staying in stealth means you don't have to deal with any kind of backup. You don't have to deal with any helicopters or alarms. Sync shot really does help with that. So that's where I started to put my first few points on my first playthrough. All the rest are obviously very useful, and I'll be going over a lot of the other skills and why they're useful and which situations they're useful in. So as you kind of go through the game and you start racking up the supplies and the skill points, you can start making effective decisions on where you should be focusing, because obviously I've went ahead and beaten the game at this point, and I've pretty much gone through all the skills. I know which ones were very useful and which ones I almost never used, and so I'm hoping that'll help out ease the anxiety. Well, should I take it? Is that extra range really useful on the sniper rifle? Is it really good to get the extra explosives? What about the noisemaker? Should I get the EMP grenade? All of these things. People ask questions. So, and if you have something specific that you want to ask me, even about the weapons or the attachments, I'll probably be doing videos on it. But if somebody has something specific, just leave a comment down below, and I'll make a little video on it and give you my opinion. That's kind of what I'm here for in the first place. But anyway, I'm going to just show you some examples of what I've been talking about, why the EMP is useful, how to use it to make effective use of taking down those trucks and getting some good supplies. And of course, I'll go over why sync shot, and I'll show you why that is pretty useful for sneaking around and getting into places without being spotted. Anyway, rolling with the video. I'll be right back in just a second. And we're back with a little example of why I think sync shot is a very important tool that you should be using very early on in the game. There is some stuttering here and there with the video. I'm not sure what OBS was doing and why it's stuttering. The actual game wasn't stuttering at all when I was actually playing, so I apologize for that. But anyway, as you can see, I've already marked my targets. All 3 are marked. My AI is taking aim, and now I can engage. And bang, 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 3 of those guards are now gone. And I took them out in a way. Usually no one's going to go up into the sniper towers, so you're generally safe to take out snipers and people that are hiding out in bunkers that don't seem to path very far. I wasn't worried about where these guys were pathing, and you actually have this as a mission somewhat early in the game where you need to come in here and interrogate somebody. And these are Unidad soldiers. These are the guys you don't really want to mess with. They're sort of like the elite soldiers of the game. You get a threat level that goes up the longer you mess with them, and eventually they start sending Apache helicopters at you, which are very, very difficult to get away from and not die to. So generally, if you're dealing with Unidad and trying to sneak into an area that's just got these guys, you probably want to do it as stealthily as you can. And that's, of course, why I picked this place, to show you how to clear it out. And so I'm just kind of scanning with the drone. I know there's guys in the bunkers. And as you might notice, that these guys are, in fact, in bunkers, that my AI really don't care if they're in bunkers. They generally can either shoot through small windows, a doorway, or even straight through a wall in some cases. Because you saw right there, they just killed both the guys that were in the bunker and then the sniper at the back that was up on the sniper tower. Now keep in mind, I have no involvement in this. I'm just flying the drone around. I'm not assisting them in any way. They're completely doing this on their own with sync shot on its own. I got the cooldown pretty low. Yours might only be a minute long instead of 30 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever, but keep in mind that you may not also have the max range on your drone at this point, and that's okay. I'm sitting quite a ways away and on the other side of the road away from this place, so if you needed to get closer, you could. Around all of this place is a wall. They shouldn't see you if you approach from far enough away and then just kind of crouch and crawl a little closer to the walls. Now these guards are going to path outside that I've seen, and so you could get your drone pretty close and be able to spot just the same way I am. Now these little purple clouds you see on the mini map, it's just giving you a general area to look for bad guys. There's somebody in that general direction that you haven't spotted yet, but once you do spot them, they just become a solid dot, so you know exactly where they are once you've spotted them. I found a guy that's hanging out in that hangar, and a guard once more is hanging out in a bunker. I don't know where the other two are right now, but my sync shot is up, and I decided I might as well just take these two guys out right now before they start pathing around and anyone else comes in to look for them. And now it looks like I've only got two guys left. I thought that maybe one guy was over here, either on the roof as another sniper or just walking around. I didn't see him, but I saw this guy, so I came over here, and now at this point I'm just waiting for a few more seconds for my sync shot to come off cooldown so I can take him out. I notice he is wandering into the bunker, but as I said, your AI really don't care. They can shoot through walls, through small openings, and things like that. And so if it syncs and allows you to do it, take advantage of it. That's why I thought sync shot was kind of an overpowered bit of help. So as you see, bang, that guy is down, and I've pretty much cleared out everything but that guy. I won't bore you with me running in to kill him, but eventually I do take him out. Not much of an issue. Now I'm going to show you why I think the EMP is very useful for your drone. However, one big caveat that I haven't really talked about with the EMP, you cannot be spotted. If somebody physically spots you, your drone is automatically put away. They'll focus on you and you put your drone away automatically, just as a major warning that, hey, somebody's about to open fire on you. So you cannot be spotted and use your drone. You also cannot be suspected. If they're driving and you're too close and these guard trucks around, these kind of convoy trucks, notice you but don't recognize you yet and it becomes suspected on your minimap, the EMP will not work. So keep that in mind as well. And here I'm going to pop the EMP and you see the range is pretty good. Takes out the truck, and then the trucks that are guarding it obviously start to notice me, but I'm just going to focus on, for this one, getting to the truck, taking out the driver, and then tagging the supplies. That's all I'm interested in. I do go down here, but I don't care. Side mission complete. I just got 5,000 comm tools, and it only took a couple of seconds to do it. Most of the time, you're not going to be able to kill the driver from the front of the vehicle. They're usually armored in the front, just like that one, so you're going to have to shoot them from the side of window. And once the driver is dead, you can tag the truck. Here's just another example. Later on, some of the convoys actually have an escort with a helicopter that will pretty much kick your ass if you're not ready for it. Again, I'm going to move in, and I want to take out that truck. And if you've got enough range on the EMP and the timing is right, you can actually take out the helicopter with the EMP, and it'll just fall right out of the sky, which is kind of fun. Now, this is how I generally want to do this. I didn't mean to actually shoot the helicopter with my assault rifle. I was using my HDI 50 caliber sniper rifle, which will generally kill any vehicle in the game in one shot, but these Hummers tend to have a little bit more resilience. They actually have some armor, so they take 2 shots. But as you can see, the health of the truck is just fine, and I can run up to it, take out the driver, and just a couple of quick hits, and boom shagalaga, I've got a comm truck. Well, in this case, a food truck. So that is how easy it is to use the EMP, and why I think it's extremely useful, especially once you've made it a little bit of a way into the game and you're looking to put points into something on the far edges of the skills tree and really rake in the food and comms supplies that you need to start putting skill points where you want them. And that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to show everyone what I think are very useful skills, especially in the very early game. Keep in mind that your level is got to go up to get some of these skills later on. So EMP is kind of like one of the mid-game sort of talents to take. Don't wait on holding on to skill points for very long. Just try to get the sync shot up there and then work on your drone. And by mid-game, you'll be just raking in enough resources and stuff like that so that you can just be putting points in without worrying about having to go out and gather a bunch of resources all the time. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to let you all know what I think is very useful. If you have comments, what you kind of feel is a good skill build, or if you want to know something about the other skills and even the weapons, just leave a comment down below, and I'll try to make a video on it, or at least comment on what I think, in my opinion, is the best of all of those worlds. Anyway, that's going to do it. If you enjoy the video, please press the like button down below. It does help out my channel. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, you can click at the bottom of your screen right now, and that'll get you an update every time I put up a new video. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care, and I'll talk to you all next time.